Welcome everyone to Fourth Line Theatre's second virtual play reading, which is an element of our new online event series presented as part of our Epic Women's Directing Project. My name is Kim Blackwell. I'm the Managing Artistic Director at Fourth Line Theatre. I'm so thrilled that you're able to join me today to enjoy Maja Ardal's reading of her play, The Cure for Everything, which is a sequel to last month's You Fancy Yourself. But before we get started, I just have a few things to note. First off, I want to acknowledge our season sponsors, Nexicom, for their continued support of Fourth Line Theatre, and Exit Realty LiftLock as our major sponsor, and Supporting Roles Interactive Training Inc. for being the sponsor of our Epic Women's Directing Project. Thank you all so much. This is the housekeeping note. Be aware that if you mistakenly exit the webinar or have any technical difficulties, you can simply re-enter by clicking on the Zoom link that we originally sent you today, and you can get back in the same way you arrived. That does not apply for the people who are watching us on YouTube Live. Be sure to follow our social media, e-blasts, and visit our website to register for our upcoming virtual events. We've got a whole bunch more things we're going to announce soon. We're excited to announce a new virtual event series sponsored by Nexicom, and that's set to begin next Friday, June 12th, Friday morning breakfast business talks, where I'll sit down with local business leaders in our community to chat about the day-to-day challenges and opportunities they experience working in their chosen fields. So excited to launch the breakfast business talks with Scott McFadden, the mayor of Cavan-Monaghan Township. These sessions will be an excellent opportunity to get to know local political and business leaders and the inner workings of their sectors. I hope you can join me. Stay tuned to our social media and e-blasts for more information about other upcoming events as well. This afternoon, Maja will be doing a reading of the full play of The Cure for Everything with some stage directions, and then I'll come back on afterwards to chat with Maja for a few minutes. So now I'd like to introduce Maja Ardal. Maja is an Icelandic Canadian who makes her home in Muskoka, Ontario. She's been working in theater for 47 years as an actor, director, playwright, theater trainer, and producer. She has performed across Canada, the US, and the UK with her award-winning solo shows, You Fancy Yourself, The Cure for Everything, and The Cure for Everything. Her play, The Hero of Hunter Street, was produced by Fourth Line Theatre in 2016. Her play, Her Too, was produced in 2015 by Nightwood Theatre. During the 1990s, Maja was artistic director of Young People's Theatre in Toronto. Her award-winning play, One Thing Leads to Another, Theatre for Babies, recently toured Canada, and it was followed by You and I, Theatre for Walking Babies, both produced by YPT. She's a multiple Dora award-winning writer and actor. She was the 2002 recipient of the George Luscombe Award for Mentorship in Theatre. Maja spent 7 years on CBC Disney's The Road to Avonlea playing Mrs. Potts. And upcoming at Fourth Line Theatre, we will be presenting the world premiere of Maja's play Wishful Seeing, based on the book of the same name written by Janet Kello. Would you all please join me in welcoming Maja Ardal.
The Cure for Everything by Maja Ardal. Edinburgh, Scotland, 1962. Elsa is 15 years old. Love, love me do, you know I love you. I'll always be true, so please, love me do. That's my favorite song on my Beatles record. I love the Beatles, but I love Brian Baxter even more. I could never imagine singing that song to him, but I dream of him singing it to me or saying it. He even looks like one of the Beatles. His hair is all straight and silky on top and combed forward over his eyes. He's got a quiet, angry way about him, like George Harrison, like he's thinking of something far away, a song no one else will understand. I want to be the girl in Brian Baxter's song, like he's the boy in mine. He's always with that crowd of Edinburgh high school boys hanging around after school in the meadows, slouched up against the goalposts, smoking and watching us girls coming out of school. That is the best part of my day, getting stared at by those boys. Well, they don't exactly stare at me for long, so long as there's a Sheena Johnson with her in-crowd flocking like flies around the fabbest, grooviest girl in school. I would never be seen dead sucking up to Sheena Johnson just because she's as skinny as Twiggy, except for the bosoms, and walks around like she's done everything worth doing. But today, watch out. I'm wearing beetle tights to school. See the lines of little black beetles going up my legs? Yes, I know they look like little black scabs until you come close. Every girl who loves the Beatles will want to buy a pair of these tights, but I'm the first. And after school, when I'm crossing the meadows, Brian Baxter will notice me and he'll ask me out on a date and we'll go dancing. And on the way home across the meadows, he'll lean me up against the goalpost, press his big chest up against mine, clamp his hot hands on the small of my back, his furnace breath making my neck and ear tingle with an electric current directly plugged into my navy blue oversized regulation gym class cotton underpants. No one is going to hear me say that, ever. Brian Baxter is the dreaded secret I will keep bottled in for eternity. I'm behind the school, waiting for the bell to ring. I found a broken piece of cigarette stubbed out by a lipsticky lady at Mum and Dad's Saturday night party. Give me a drag of that fag. Crummy! Sheena Johnson is standing beside me, holding out her hand and staring at me like I'm worth it. There's only a wee bit left. Here you go. Ooh, beetle tights. Where'd you get them? Bins on Princess Street. Cost me my whole pay packet. How much? 25 shillings. You have a job? Yes, my Saturday job down at a butcher shop in Leith. A butcher? Ooh, I could never put my hands in raw meat. What does she know? Of course she wouldn't need a Saturday job. You can tell she's rich by the way she screws up her nose like the rest of us smell bad. She should try putting her hands in raw meat. I'd like to tell her that. I'd like to make her watch me putting on my wee white apron and wee white headscarf and serving the customers in Jerry McGee's butcher shop.
Elsa, hurry up! The customers are waiting.
Sorry, Mr. McGee. The bus was late.
No excuses, now get on to work.
They're all staring belligerently at me. The line of crabby women, all wearing brightly coloured headscarves tied tightly over curlers. Rows of malignant lumps under a satin scarf with a picture of the coronation of the Queen or some such glorious misplaced moment of glamour. Tight-faced women with squalling children, spending the dole money quickly before their man drinks it away in the pub tonight after the football game. Some are young, but all are old. This will not be my destiny.
Come on, Elsa, speed it up. Sorry, ladies, we're short-staffed today.
Next, please. It's about time. I've been waiting for hours. The old lady, with a single pink roller sticking out from under her scarf and a small drip hanging on for dear life from the tip of a skinny red nose, stands holding her wee change purse. She's got it open and she's staring into it like she's waiting for a miracle. A £1/4 of mince, please. Lamb? Of course, that's the cheapest. Mince, the Scottish national food. You don't know what's in it, though. It could be bits of sheep's eyelids or the ears or their gums. But it's the cheapest meat, mince and tatties, Saturday night tea in Scotland. This old woman's ordered just enough for herself. She'll eat her mince and tatties in a lonely cold water flat sitting by the window, watching dirty children running up and down the street, thinking about her own children who never come to visit because they're overworked, too tired, or lucky enough to escape to Canada. Oh, I feel like doing something nice for her. I put a wee bit of extra mince in her order. That'll be 4p, please. The price of mince these days, it's sheer robbery. Did she not just see what I did for her? I could get the sack for that, and it would be all her fault. I should just take that bit of mince and shove it up her skinny nose, the ungrateful old witch. I'm back behind the school. Yes, I'd like to see Sheena Johnson with her hands in raw meat. She's still got my wee bit of cigarette. Can I have my fag back? Take it from me. Oh, I don't want to grab it out of her mouth. It would feel like fighting. And if I start a fight with the grooviest girl in school, my life will not be worth living. Anyway, tastes like shite. She throws the butt on the ground and takes a pack out of her pocket. Here, have a real one. A whole pack? My dad gives me the money. I don't need a Saturday job. The school bell rings. Meet me after school. We'll walk home through the meadows together. Crumbs. Sheena's just invited me to walk across the meadows with her in crowd, and all because of my beetle tights. Me and Sheena. We'll walk past those high school boys feeling the thrust of our own power. The power to tell them, you boys are nothing until we decide otherwise. We can make you shrink into oblivion with a tilt of the head or a sexy sneer of the upper lip. Then we'll stop and we'll stare them down. And Brian Baxter will fall in love with me. Today is my day. In the music class. Girls, I have a special announcement to make. Yes, I know this is just music class, but it's an important announcement. Will you please listen? Poor Mr. Brown, the music teacher, in his herringbone jacket and red bow tie. He has that pudgy, sad look of a man who's permanently disappointed. Like he's all dressed up for a night at the opera and instead finds himself in a nightmare of tone-deaf teenage girls whose attention is impossible to get.
Today you will be tested to see who will play an instrument in the school orchestra.
Orchestra? Nobody wants to play in the orchestra.
And my announcement is, at the end of the year, our orchestra will go on a trip to London.
London? The home of everything mod. The land of pop. Oh, now everybody wants to be in the orchestra. Mr. Brown puts the class through a nightmare of tone-deaf squalling. Sheena doesn't sound too bad. He leaves me till the last. I'll tell him I'd love to play the flute. And I have the best ear in the class.
Elsa Paul, no need to test you. You have the best musical ear in this class. I have a very special surprise for you.
Mr. Brown, I'd really like to play the flute. He goes to the cupboard and drags out a big, strange-shaped, clunky case and puts it in front of me.
Congratulations, Elsa Paul. You will be playing the French horn.
I can hear giggling behind me. Sheena Johnson's crowd, the tone-deaf ones. French horn? Hey, June, you see that? A French horn? Sounds a bit dirty. I can't speak. I'll cry if I do.
I fail to see what you people are laughing at. The French horn is one of the noblest instruments in the history of music, and it takes an exceptional musical ear to play it. You purse your lips and vibrate like so, and out comes a sound from heaven. You must imagine each note and adapt your lips. Elsa Paul has the musical gift to play this, and you people do not. Sheena, you also passed, barely. You may select a less challenging woodwind instrument.
Sheena makes a beeline for a flute. Oh, Sheena! Oh, you look fab holding that flute, doesn't she, June? You're holding it upside down, Sheena. The hole's underneath.
Get lost, June. What do you know?
Well, at least I don't have to play that big horn thing. You have to make farting noises into it. Oh, you're so funny, June. I pretend I don't hear. I can't start to make enemies now since Sheena has invited me into her crowd. The school bell. School is over. Free at last. I follow my new crowd into the toilets, where throngs of girls cluster around the only mirror, passing around precious items of cheap makeup from Woolworths. June, can I borrow some pancake? Frances Green, you're always borrowing. Oh, I don't have any money. Oh, thank you, June. Elsa, help yourself to my makeup. She hands me a bulging big makeup bag. Thanks, Sheena. Try the lipstick, pure white. What is Elsa Paul doing at our mirror? Leave her alone. She's with me. We cake on the thick pancake. We slap on white lipstick, paint black lines around our eyes, and then we draw eyelashes right up to our eyebrows and down our cheeks to make our eyes look enormous, just like Twiggy. Sheena, you look fab. You're perfect. Sheena's hair is enormous, glossy and golden. Her fringe hangs over her eyes, and she stands in that groovy slouch we all adore. Then She does the walk, shoulders slumped, head dipped down, eyes looking at nothing. And now, with her crowd behind her, she shuffles pigeon-toed out the door, looking suicidal. That is so sexy. I join my crowd into the hallway, and there is Mr. Brown. He cuts me off. He's holding the French horn.
You forgot to take your horn, Elsa. You need to bring it home. You need to practice.
Oh no, Sheena and the crowd have disappeared out the school doors. He's holding out the case. He looks so hopeful and pathetic.
This was my instrument, Elsa, when I was a young lad. I have high hopes for you.
Thank you, Mr. Brown. And now I have to carry the bulkiest, unsexiest thing I have ever had to walk across the meadows with. Sheena's far ahead with her crowd, swinging her wee flute. Has she forgotten she asked me to come with her? Oh, I can't do the suicidal walk with this big thing, and I can't run to catch up. And there they are, a huge crowd of high school boys, big, menacing, dangerous, gathered in a pack beside the goalpost. And right at the back of the pack, I see Brian Baxter. And now Sheena stops, drops her flute in the grass, leans up against the other goalpost like she couldn't care less about the hungry stares coming her way. I've arrived. I drop my French horn behind me. It makes a kind of a clunky sound. Hello? Elsa, come here. Boys, look at Elsa's beetle tights. Aren't they fab? The boys stand like chained dogs, every eye fixed on Sheena. And now she pulls out a pack of cigarettes and a big silver lighter. Oh, Sheena, that's a fab lighter. Where'd you get it? My dad gave it to me. He had my initials engraved on it, see? S. All right, boys. Who's going to light my fag? There's a tense silence as the boys wait to see who'll do it. Then from the back of the pack bursts Brian Baxter. He dives at the lighter, grabs it out of her hand, flicks up the lid, flicks down the little silver wheel, and holds it under her cigarette. She sucks in the smoke like a sailor. And then, this is the bit that tears at my gut. This is the bit that is far more tempting than any beetle tights will ever be. She blows the smoke into his face and puts the cigarette in his mouth. He stands there like a puppet without its strings. And then he sucks hard. And with smoke pouring out of both nostrils, he passes it back to her. She opens her mouth. He puts it in. They burn into each other's eyes. Everything about me is wrong. Too short, too wide, too freckly, too ugly. I hate Sheena Johnson, and I must become her friend. I walk past them as if they're invisible. Oh, I forgot that stupid horn. I pick it up. Oh, that damn case is banging against my leg. Oh no, there's a run in my beetle tights. The whole back of me is burning with the heat of being stared at. The only thing worse than this is the thought that they might not have noticed me at all. I'm home! Oh, a piece of toast slathered in butter will make me feel better. I can hear the radio on in the kitchen. Ugh, that means Mum will be in there watching as I butter my toast, which is the most delicious thing I can sink my teeth into. The juicy crunch of that snack, grease dribbling down the chin, sends waves of easy feeling up to the head and down to the tummy, where all the trouble lies. Mummy saw my tummy sticking out last week, so she dragged me off to Ben's department store to buy a panty girdle. She thinks sexy is being slim and wearing clothes like a model. But I know sexy is smoking fags and being cheeky. That stupid piece of rubber is hiding in the back of my drawer in my bedroom. I would not be seen dead, squeezed into old lady underwear. I said, I'm home. Dad is in the kitchen too. That's funny. He's usually writing up in his office this time of day. Hello? The radio sounds like the news. No, it's an American voice. That's President Kennedy talking. Oh, I love him. Is that the president?
Quiet!
Dad, I've had a horrible day. Shh. Mum, what is so important? I'm not allowed to talk. Elsa, we are trying to listen. Listen to what? Shh. Both of them are shushing me now. Why are they yelling at me? My life is terrible. I'm hated. I'm ugly. My parents no longer love me. And there's a bloody run in my new tights. Will you two please tell me what is going on? Dad turns down the radio. The Russians are shipping missiles to Cuba, Elsa. And President Kennedy has sent warships to stop them. If neither of them backs down, there could be a war in a matter of days. The Third World War. Do you know what that means, Elsa? Yes, Dad, I'm not stupid. Everybody knows if there's another war, it'll be with the H-bomb. They've got a button each, and if they press it, the world could blow up. So, what do we do now? Shh! They turn back to the radio, looking white as sheets. Don't they know parents are not supposed to look scared in front of their children? It's upsetting. Anyway, they're all right. They're old. They're nearly 40. My life has barely begun. What about me? I feel a fish flopping in my belly. What do I do? Well, I am not going to sit and wait. I've got to get my life lived as fast as I can before the world blows up. Oh, there's so much left to do. I've got to make a list. 1, get drunk. 2, lose my virginity. 3, have a baby. 4, become famous. Or maybe become famous first and then have the baby. Oh, I've got to start my list now. But how? Up the stairs and out the door. Oh, Mr. Kennedy, why did you have to go and do this now? You won't really send a bomb to Russia, will you? And Mr. Khrushchev, why don't you just back down? Go home. You won the first round, didn't you? You got the first man into space. Let the Americans win this one. Go back. President Kennedy won't laugh at you. He's too nice. He'll let you keep your pride. You two better not blow up the world while I'm still in it. I'm back in the meadows. I don't know how I got here. Oh, there's Sheena coming towards me. Her hair's all messed up. And as she gets closer, I see she's got mascara running down her face. Elsa, where have you been? Oh, hello, Sheena. I went home to dump that stupid French horn. Where's your flute?
I lost it.
You'll get into trouble.
I don't mind trouble.
I want to ask what happened with Brian Baxter, but if I do, she'll know I love him. Where did all the others go?
Oh, they all went home for their suppers. Who cares? It wasn't much fun after you left. My heart soars. Can I come home with you?
I wasn't planning on going back home.
Why not?
I have things to do before the world blows up.
Me too. Let's do it at your house.
Oh, all right. Sheena's blazer hangs open, her school tie's off, and she's unbuttoned her shirt just enough to show a ridge of black lace peeking carelessly up from a secret voluptuousness hinted at by the mounds beneath her shirt. A black lace bra. Sheena, did you already know about the world blowing up?
That's just the way it was going to go. Who cares if we die young?
Oh,
Oh, take your tie off, Elsa. Open your shirt. You're not in school anymore.
I unbutton my shirt just enough to show the top of the overwashed undervest my mum made me wear over the training bra she made me buy when she saw my bosoms wobbling one day when I was running. She looked at them like they were my second big disaster after my tummy and said, "Elsa, you are growing." Sheena's looking at me with that same scorn on her upturned lip.
Ooh, Elsa, you've got freckles on your chest.
I know.
You can cure that. I'll show you when we get to your house.
Really? How?
You give yourself a tan. You get some instant coffee, mix it with water, and spread it on. The freckles get covered up by the coffee.
She shows me her bronze-colored arms.
Look, no freckles.
Oh, did she ever have any?
I'll help you do it.
Does your mum help you?
My mum doesn't touch me.
I'm home. Mum and Dad are still in the kitchen. President Kennedy's still talking. Mum doesn't say anything about Sheena and me coming home together. She doesn't even ask me where I've been. Sheena and I make toast, and Mum doesn't even look as I slather on the butter. She and Dad are just staring at the radio. I sneak the instant coffee out of the cupboard on the way to my room. In my room, my skirt is off. My ruined beetle tights are in a heap on the floor. I'm wearing my regulation oversized navy blue gym class cotton underpants, and Sheena's spreading gooey instant coffee on my legs.
Here, put some on your face. Your mum looks like a model. She's gorgeous, sexy.
Sheena, I smell like Maxwell House.
You can hide the smell with perfume.
She's getting up close to my knickers. That's enough, thanks.
Oh, you're very jumpy. I thought you were groovy.
I am groovy.
Well, I'll do your arms anyway.
She's stroking the yellowy brown stuff up the outside of my arm.
See, Elsa, your freckles have disappeared.
Eh? They have.
I told you.
She strokes the inside of my arms with the stuff. Ooh, it feels all tingly, like I don't want it to stop. I'll close my eyes and pretend it's Brian Baxter. Oh. What is she doing? She's got her mouth on mine. I can't tell her to stop, to go away. this is the most important friend I've got right now, and she's kissing me, and now she's flicking her tongue in between my lips, and oh, if only it were Brian Baxter. But it's not.
You're not a lesbian.
What? You didn't open your mouth. Oh, are you?
I'm a free spirit.
What's that?
It's my power. Women have to be free. There's going to be a revolution.
There is?
Don't you want one?
Yes.
We must rise up if we want to be free.
Free for what?
To make love to whoever we choose.
Oh, like going the whole way. But if we get chosen by the boy, that's romantic.
Elsa, you are such a baby. You know nothing about men. You don't wait to get picked anymore. You have to let them know you're in charge. When my dad wants it, he has to give me things. Money, cigarettes, whatever I want. So I'm in charge.
Your dad?
It doesn't last long. He's always in a hurry in case he gets caught. But now he's starting to look at wee Ellie that way. I hate her.
Your sister? How old?
She's 10. That's when it started with me. I want to kill her.
Sheena blows on my arms to dry them. Maybe she's just kidding. Her dad would never do that. And she would never kill her sister. I can hear the radio downstairs in the kitchen. President Kennedy sounds so calm. Maybe he's just kidding. He would never blow up the world, would he? After Sheena leaves, my skin begins to itch and feel really tight. I look in the mirror. Oh, shite! Brown streaks all over my arms, and my freckles have gone black, like little black scabs spreading from my fingers up my arms, across my chest, and onto my face. It's Friday. Mum hasn't even noticed. She and Dad have stopped going out altogether. They're staring at the radio, drinking coffee all day and wine all night. The sink's full of dirty dishes. There's no supper getting cooked. And now I am officially living on a diet of toast slathered in butter. I'm at the back of the school. I've got a stub of cigar Dad left in the ashtray last night. Francis Green is staring at me. Elsa Paul, are you feeling all right? Fine. Look, girls, Elsa Paul's got stripes the colour of shite on her face. Oh, see, wee black dots. Ooh, grotty. My uncle looked just like that before he dropped dead. Get lost, Francis Green. Ooh, Elsa Paul's getting all stroppy. No one's going to fancy you with that face. June, come here. Oh, crumbs. June is shuffling over here and her legs. Hello, girls. Like my new beetle tights? My mum bought them for me. Elsa, where's your French horn? You could give us a wee tune. Oh, you're so funny, June. I'm feeling sick. Oh, maybe I shouldn't inhale this. Oh, don't go any closer. Girls, look at her face. She's going to be sick. She's got the plague. Oh, Elsa, Paul's got the plague. Run, girls, before you catch it.
What's going on here?
Look at Elsa, Paul, Sheena. She's got the plague. Don't go near her.
I don't see anything.
Come on, Sheena, let's leave her alone. Sheena, do you like my new Beatle tights? I'm going to the Beatles concert next week. My mum bought 2 of the best seats for me and a friend. Do you want to come?
I'll think about it.
You're not going to stay here with that ugly Elsa thing, are you?
Get lost, June.
Oh, Sheena Johnson's going to get the plague. Francis, do you want to come to the Beatle concert with me? Because I am not going to go with someone who's friends with Spotty Grotty Plague Girl. Oh, June, really? Oh, yes, I'll come. Oh, you are my best friend. Ooh.
Don't pay any attention to them, Elsa. Here's some pancake to cover your spots.
It's all right, Sheena. You can go with your friends.
They're not my friends anymore. They're spreading lies about me.
Like what?
I told you.
Lies. Thanks for the makeup.
What's the matter? You in a huff with me?
No, it's just I've got things on my mind.
Like what?
Well, the first thing on my list before the world blows up, and I haven't even done it yet.
What is it?
I've never been drunk.
Well, it's Friday. You need to come to the pub.
The pub? Are you allowed in?
I look 16. I can do you up so you can look older.
How?
After school, we'll buy secondhand dresses at the thrift shop.
Where will we get the money?
Oh, I've got plenty. My dad gave me extra this morning.
In the thrift shop, we wander up and down the mothball-smelling clothes.
Elsa, look at this, a black silk negligee.
You'll wear a nightie in the streets?
It's a negligee.
I can see through it.
So what? I'm free to walk the streets stark naked if I like.
Really?
Go on, Elsa. Pick something sexy.
I prowl through the canyons of old dresses, and then I see it, hanging on display, high up on the wall, a white satin gown. Sheena, look!
Ooh, Elsa, an antique wedding gown. Ooh, that's fab.
I'm paying. She hands over the money. I feel funny, like I'm getting money from her dad. In my room, Sheena opens her school bag.
I've got everything we need for tonight. Here, rollers. I'll do your hair. She rolls up my hair, and then she rolls her own. Sheena slips on her negligee, and she hands over the wedding dress.
Oh, shite! It's too damn tight!
Ooh, Elsa. Ooh, what are you going to do about that? Do you want me to squeeze you into the dress?
I don't want anyone to touch me. Why is it that my body is fine until I try to put on something nice? No, I've got something that might work. My mum made me buy it last week. It's in the back of my drawer. I'll just go and get it. Here.
Ooh, a panty girdle. Oh, do you want me to squeeze you into it?
No, I can manage. Give me the dress. Oh, the dress falls all around me. Oh, Elsa, you are gorgeous. The dress is too long. You need high heels. I don't have any. I'll see what your mom has in her bedroom. Sheena goes off and comes back with my mum's best glamorous stiletto high heels. Oh, put them on. Oh, take the rollers out. Back comb the hair. Till we are gorgeous. I float through the kitchen in my white satin wedding dress, Mum's best high heels hidden under the trailing fabric. Bye, Mum. Bye, Dad. They don't even see me, or my friend in the see-through black satin negligee. In Brody's bar, my wedding dress trails through the beer-soaked floor. Lean up against the bar like this. Now we'll just wait to see who'll buy our drinks. Don't look at them. Let them look at you. I thought you didn't wait to get picked. We are in charge. We just can't let them know it.
Hello, lassies.
Ooh, he's old. He could be 30. They're the ones with the money. Hello.
Well, what are you two drinking?
Gin and limes. Doubles.
Your wish is my command. Today is payday and the wee wifey is no getting a penny of this. There you go. Cheers.
Drink it fast for the effect. Cheers. Cheers. Oh, I feel like the sun just burst out of my head. Oh, this is fab.
Another?
Yes. Cheers. Oh, this is fab.
Hey, another?
Oh, yes. Cheers. Oh, this is groovy.
Another?
Yes, give me that. Woo! Oh, somehow we floated out the bar and down the street. The man from the pub is taking us to a party. He's passing around a bottle of gin. And the sunshine in my head is becoming a blinding light. I am in a smooth, tumbling river of gold. This is what I have been looking for all my life. This is the answer to everything. Now I know I am powerful. I am wonderful. I am sexy. I am free. Just like Sheena said I would be. Here we are at the party. Hello, everybody.
Hello. Are you dancing?
Oh, no, it's just the way I'm standing.
Hey, you're cheeky.
I'm free.
So am I.
Pulls me into a slow dance. Oh, I can't see him too well. My eyes are blurry. He's tall with thick black hair. He looks like Marlon Brando. Oh, we've left the party and now we're walking across the meadows. It's dark. I keep tripping over my wedding dress in my high heels. He's catching me. And now we're in a dark tenement stairwell. He leans me up against the cold, dripping wall. He slides his hand outside the wedding dress and over my bum. He's lifting the tumbles of satin cloth, climbing up under my skirt.
What the hell is this?
What? Oh, he's found the panty girdle. Oh, nothing. Just ignore it.
Why can't he take this off?
Take it off. I feel like I'm waking up. What's his name? He starts to kiss me again. His tongue is in my mouth, pushing, choking, his teeth against my teeth, grinding. There's cold air around my middle and up to my chest. He's lifting my dress right up and he's pulling down my girdle, peeling it down. His fingernails scratching the skin of my hips. Where am I? Who is this? A push at his chest, but he's too big. Wriggle and wriggle and wriggle and oh, good. The girdle snaps back up. He didn't get it down. But why is he groaning? He's grunting like a pig. He's twisting my arm behind my back and he's grabbed the back of my hair. My legs are wobbling. Why am I here?
You little prick tease. I can tell you want it. You've done it before. I can smell on you. You want it, you wee cunt. I'm gonna give it you.
Oh, I am not going to die here in this dark stairwell. I've got to do something now. I butt my head fast forward. I can hear the crack in his nose. His head jerks back. He lets go of my hair. His hand goes up to his face. I swing my knee up right between his legs. A sound comes out of him like he's going to be sick. He falls back, doubled over, and I run up the dark street. I hear footsteps behind me. They keep coming faster and faster. I can hear my breath whumping, thumping. My heel snaps. I nearly fall. The footsteps come closer, closer, closer. Elsa, Elsa, why are you running? You look terrible. Oh, what happened to you? Oh, Sheena, nothing happened. Oh, what about you? Oh, they're always so quick, and then it's over. My one gave me these. She holds out cigarettes. Want one? No, let's go home to my house. We can make toast and listen to Radio Luxembourg. And oh, Elsa, you are so lucky. I know. I was born that way. In my room, Sheena hasn't even finished her toast and milk. She's fallen asleep on the floor. But I can't help thinking about her and her dad. Why does he do that? Maybe he's got something wrong with his thing. Like it does what it wants and there's no cure. Like that guy tonight. Their willies are like weapons with a mind of their own. Like those missiles in Cuba. Giant willies, nuclear bombs. In the night, I dream about huge monster willies, all pointed at Sheena. She's naked and she's crying. And I'm calling out to her, Sheena, I'm going to find a cure for your dad and for the bombs and for everything. But I'm too far away and she can't hear me. Sheena, I want to save you. Next morning on the bus to the butcher shop, I've got a hammering headache and a mouth that tastes like the bottom of a boot. Oh, Sheena's coming along. I'm going to try to get her a job. Maybe if she has her own money, her dad won't be able to do that stuff. I don't know if I can touch raw meat, Elsa. You have to. If you have your own money, you'll be free.
I am free.
We're here. The shop's not open to customers yet. Wait here, Sheena. I'll talk to Mr. McGee.
Elsa, you're early. That's a new one.
I was wondering, Mr. McGee, if you could give my friend a job. You said last week you were short-staffed.
I don't ken hen.
Hello, Mr. McGee.
Oh, is this your friend? Well, hello.
My name's Sheena.
Oh, you call me Jerry. Yes. Elsa, go in the back and make 100 pork sausages.
But I thought we needed help at the counter.
Sheena can have that job. I'll train her. Go on, hen.
I feel like a leper. In the back room, I put on the apron covered with pig's blood and fat, switch on the big metal machine, and empty the bucket of pork and spices into the top. I stretch the thin membrane over the spout, ready to fill. Oh, I've got to go back into the shop to see how Sheena's doing. Sheena's wearing my wee white headscarf and my wee white apron, and she makes it look fabulous. She's learning how to use the till. Mr. McGee's standing behind her, too close. Oh, cripes. Oh, what have I done?
Now, Sheena, are you ready to serve the customers?
Yes, Jerry.
About time, Jerry. It's freezing out there.
Can I help you?
A half a pound of mince.
Mince? Raw?
It's a butcher shop, lassie, over there. Scoop it up.
Sheena goes and follows the instructions.
Good. Now wrap it up. There you go.
That'll be
8p.
8p, please. Thank you. Next, please.
A quarter pound of minced lamb.
Brian Baxter! Brian, fancy seeing you here. What is Brian Baxter doing in the shop? Oh, I was so surprised to hear you. I forgot what it was you want.
He wants a quarter pound of mince.
Oh no, I said that out loud.
Elsa, get back into the sausages now.
Oh no, Brian Baxter saw me. Oh, where's the mirror? Oh, crumbs. Oh, I'm still covered in streaks and freckles. I forgot to cover them with makeup. And I've got that meat apron all covered in blood. Oh, my life is over. He's followed Sheena all the way here because he loves her. I'm out the back of the shop now. I have to think. Oh, my love is doomed. Why would you want me when there's always a Sheena Johnson ready to sabotage my love? Why did I try to save her? I'm never going to do anything good for her again. I'll get her the sack. She's terrible at that job anyway, and then she'll have to go back to getting money from her dad, and I won't care.
Hello.
He's here. What's he doing around the back of the shop?
I saw you when I was at the counter back there. You were yelling. I know you.
Yes, I see you in the meadows after school.
Yeah. You work here?
Yes, I'm making sausages.
You know how to make sausages?
Yes.
Can you show me?
Well, all right. Come on in. You see this machine?
You know how to work that big machine?
Yes. You put the meat in the top, and then you put the membrane over the spout, and you switch it on, you see? And then the meat fills the skin, and then you twist it like this. I've got to make 100.
Oh, that's groovy.
He said groovy.
Are you feeling all right?
Oh, you mean my face? Well, I gave myself a tan to hide my freckles.
Why? Freckles are nice.
He said freckles are nice.
I suppose you came here for Sheena.
Who?
She served you?
Oh, is that her name? No, I was just getting the groceries for my granny. She's not feeling very well today, so.
Oh, well, last time I saw you, you and Sheena were in the meadows.
Oh, she's always the one with a pack of smokes. I don't have enough money for my own.
I can't keep up with this. All I know is he doesn't love Sheena. He likes my freckles. The world is blowing up any minute, and I have to get to number 2 on my list. Sheena says we women have to take charge. Do it now.
I have a list of things to do before the world blows up, and I've chosen you. You can have my virginity if you like.
The world's going to blow up?
Yes, but that's not the point I was making. You can have my virginity if you like.
Well, I don't even know your name.
Elsa, this is a great offer. If you agree, I'll meet you back here at 6 o'clock.
I'm Brian.
Yeah. I mean, hello.
Bye.
Sheena, I need your help. I'm back behind the butcher shop. It's 6 o'clock. I'm wearing my mod mini skirt and red plastic boots. Sheena lent me her black lace bra. And she's going to wait for me at Brody's bar tonight to celebrate. Oh, I'd love to get that golden feeling again. Here he is.
Hello.
Hello.
You look.
Thanks. Where do we go?
Well, I'm supposed to go to my granny's flat for the night. She's deaf and she goes to bed at 7. There's a wee bed in the kitchen.
A wee bed in his deaf granny's flat. Not exactly the romance I had in mind. Here we are.
Granny, it's me.
Hello, dear. Could you put the kettle on? I'll have a wee cup of tea before bed. Oh, hello.
Oh, Crummy, it's the old skinny-nosed witch who comes into the butcher shop on Saturdays and complains about the prices.
Is this your wee girlfriend?
She's just a friend.
You look familiar.
She works at Jerry McGee's butcher shop on Saturdays.
Shite. Oh, you're the nice wee lassie that gave me that wee bit extra mince last Saturday. She noticed.
That's nice.
It's all so nice. When's it going to become romantic?
Here's your tea, Gran.
Oh, thank you, dear. Oh, you're such a lovely grandson, Brian. You'll make a girl very happy one day. Well, I'm away to my bed.
Night, Gran.
I thought you said she was deaf.
She takes her hearing aids out when she goes to bed.
Oh, well, there's the bed. The gas fire seems to have run out of shillings. Cold air swoops in looking for warm spots.
So, how do we...
You know what to do, don't you?
You know what to do, don't you? The springs of the little bed squeak loudly as we sit side by side. He seems frozen. We sit like this for eternity. There's a snoring coming from his granny's bedroom. At last. I wish he'd hold my hand. I wish he'd kiss me. I lean against him a wee bit, and he begins to fumble with the buttons of my blouse. I can feel his breath warm in my ear. And now his fingers are beginning to work their way around Sheena's black lace bra. Oh, it's too big for me, and he's getting it all twisted. I don't think I'm supposed to help him. Oh, he's given up. How's this going to be romance? Oh, I know. I'll fall back on the bed and pose like Marilyn Monroe, looking helpless and pathetic all at the same time. I want him to grasp my shoulders and gaze fiercely into my eyes and whisper hoarsely that he loves me and can't help himself for what he's about to do. And I'll tell him I can't help myself either because I love him too. He falls on top of me. His lips bump into mine. Oh, good. A kiss. He's doing something with our clothes down there. I run my fingers through his silky soft hair. He's not doing anything with his lips, but he's squirming around with his hips like he's forgotten what his lips are doing. He turns his face away from me and I get a mouthful of his hair. Oh, that's it. Oh, there it is. Oh, it's got a life of its own. Oh, squeak, squeak, squeak. Oh, the bed's too loud. This is what I want. This is what I want. This is what I want. Oh, it's all so fast, so heavy. His breath is getting harder and faster. And oh, that hurts. This isn't what I want, but it is. Because I love Brian Baxter and I want him to have all of me and then he'll be mine for eternity. Love, love me do. You know I love you. I'll always be true. So please, love me do. Brian, I love Brian. He's asleep. The pigeons are cooing on the windowsill. The world has not ended. I'm sad, and I don't know why. At home, the mirror in my bedroom tells me nothing. This doesn't feel like freedom. It feels like I missed something. He didn't ask to see me again. He didn't say he loves me. He fell asleep. I want my mom. That big black case with the French horn is here. Mum must have brought it up. I opened the case. The golden metal gleams. A long twirling tube with a big bell at the end, nestled in red velvet. Oh. Sometime in the night, I feel a kiss on my cheek and smell my mum's perfume mixed with the earthy scent of wine. She leads me to bed. Goda Nacht, älskan. She says in the language of lullabies and kisses me and tucks me in. Next morning, surprise! Sheena, You stood me up last night. I waited in Brody's bar for ages. Sorry. Elsa, do you think I could come and live with you? It's okay. I'm leaving anyway. Where are you going? London. I'll get a job and then come back for my wee sister. But Sheena, you have to finish school. You can make money at the butcher shop, so you won't have to get it from your dad anymore. I'll show you how to do it right. I told you, I do not like to touch raw meat. You don't know anything, Elsa. I know some things. I went the whole way last night. Did you use an FL? What? A rubber, the thing that stops you getting pregnant? I don't know. Bye, Elsa. She leaves. What if I'm going to have a baby? That's the last thing on my list. But number 1 and number 2 didn't work out, and there's no time to get famous. My life is in ruins. Nobody cares. The world's going to end. I smell cooking. Elsa, lunchtime. You made lunch, Mum? We always have lunch on Sundays. Why should today be any different? Mum, the war? What's happening with Cuba? Dad's at the table, carving the roast lamb. He lifts up a big piece of crackling. Here, Elsa, you can have your favorite part. Open up. We're celebrating. Celebrating what? The Russians turned back. The missiles are dismantled. The danger is over. Over? When? Yesterday afternoon. You didn't tell me. We didn't think you were interested. You were always out with your new friend. Interested? If you had told me yesterday, I wouldn't have. They both look at me with that innocent look parents can conjure up when they're not sure they want to know what their daughter's going to tell them. I suddenly have a raging appetite. I devour the roast lamb and potatoes. I eat mountains of apple pie. After all, I could be eating for 2 now. And if I am, it's all their damned faults. I'm sweating and hot, even though the air is crisp with the first taste of autumn. I'm late for school because I just discovered I am definitely not going to have a baby. And now I can start to look forward to things again. Halloween, Guy Fawkes night, Christmas. Oh, there's Sheena. I haven't seen her for almost a week. She's walking across the meadows away from the school with her wee sister. She's carrying a big duffel bag. Sheena! She sees me. She turns away, takes Ellie's hand, and starts to walk faster. Oh, I'm carrying the French horn. As I get closer, I see Mr. Brown in the window of his music room. He's got a French horn in his hands and he's playing. The window's just a little bit open. It sounds lovely. He sees me. He's smiling. He's waving me in. I'm getting my first lesson today. The end.
I'm coming right now. Hello. Oh my gosh, it was so great. My husband Jason was listening as well on his lunch, and he's not a laugher, and he was laughing hysterically, Maja. It was really good. You're so amazing. Thank you for doing that.
Well, it was actually lovely to visit this play again and to visit Elsa again and all the characters. Thank you.
What's the age, what's the gap between You Fancy Yourself, Elsa, and Elsa in The Cure for Everything?
It's about 3 years, really. I mean, Elsa is she's almost 12 at the end of You Fancy Yourself, just beginning the flutterings of adolescent love for another boy, and then she's almost 15 when she's starts The Cure for Everything. So it's what, 3 years, almost 3 years.
Awesome. And how quickly after You Fancy Yourself was kind of opened and up and had captured people's hearts and imaginations, did you decide that to write The Cure for Everything, or that there was more of Elsa's story? I'm curious about that.
I think I just wanted to carry on. I mean, we playwrights often think we're never finished writing our plays. It's the directors that usually tell us to stop writing our plays so that they can direct them and get them on stage. So I think I wanted to carry on with Elsa, and what I thought, I just didn't need. I needed what we call our hook. So I needed to find out what is going to happen to Elsa that makes that is meaningful, or that is central. And then I remembered an event where I came home to my parents, and they were both listening to the radio, and they were white as sheets, and they told me that there might be a third world war, and that was when the Russian missiles were steaming towards Cuba, and everybody knows about the Cuban Missile Crisis, or if they don't, they should, I guess. And it was really interesting for me to sort of put a young person, ordinary person's personal life up against massive world events. And I guess it feels rather apt now to be doing something like that, because we're thinking so much about our young people these days up against huge world events. Anyway, I really believed that most of us believed there was going to be another world war, and that this time we'd be blown off the earth.
Yeah, I bet. Where does the character of Sheena come from?
These characters are fictionalized developments, or sometimes they're composites. Sheena is a composite. There was the most glamorous girl in the class. Doesn't every class have the most glamorous girl? And this girl always had plenty of money, and she always looked fabulous. And she always seemed to be old enough to know everything. And there was another girl who was considered to be, the slut, the school slut. So I merged both these girls into a character called Sheena, who was, and in fact, the disclosure in this, the really tragic disclosure about the father, that also comes from a teenage memory where I didn't know what to do with these stories. I mean, kids talk to each other, but they didn't realize that you're supposed to talk to your parents. Those were not days when we shared much with the grown-ups.
Yeah, no, so true. So this is, I think it's safe and easy to say, this is much darker. The piece, the tone. Would you agree with that? Is that a fair assessment?
I think it's, yeah, and every time I look at the play, it seems even darker than when I wrote it, because I think we're now taking the sexual assault so seriously now, and we're so profoundly concerned about it. I mean, when Elsa gets herself drunk and finds herself in a dark alley, these are memories that I have. I have sort of vague memories of having escaped from predators, but now it just feels even darker than ever, because we're so much more concerned about the fate of young people, and especially girls as they're developing into women.
Yeah, it's amazing. Is the play 10? Is it? No, it can't be 10 years old yet. Is it that long ago that you wrote it, Maja?
Well, here we are. This is the play. And I think probably there's a date on it. I'm terrible with dates. But I think it was, okay, what's the date on this? Surely to goodness, published plays have dates. Yes, 20. Okay, so yes. Well, I wrote it probably in 2010.
Yeah, so it's 10 years. It is interesting revisiting it with you today, that I wonder what the lens would be like now with the Me Too and with sexual assault, because that is you're not casual about it, but there's just a given about the sexual assault, and that you would not disclose to your parents and all that maybe now you wouldn't write in the same way. I don't know. What do you think?
I would definitely write it the same way. I think what's really important is that we don't start getting tidy in theater, that we still write from our guts. And I have always written a clash, the collision between comedy and tragedy, and I just can't help it. There's always terrible things that happen, and then people are also allowed to laugh, because I think that's the way I see life. And I think the escaping from a predator is one thing, but also Mr. Brown, the music teacher, is an absolute sweetheart, and he's there to help her discover herself. That's a man. Brian is a poor innocent lad who had no idea that he had been built into something he's not. He's just a nice boy helping out his granny, right? And the father is a sort of a slightly distant, but definitely a sort of a, I don't know, fairly decent sort. So interestingly enough, I think I'll always want to, I think shock and humor it's still allowed. I will always feel that that's possible. I'd love to hear from other people, of course, but just because we're more shocked than ever about sexual assault, I mean, I feel that wouldn't change the way I wrote the play.
Okay, fair enough. And am I wrong, or are there less characters in this one that you're switching back and forth between?
There's more dialogue between two people.
Yeah. And was that conscious, or it was just how it bubbled?
It bubbled that way. Yeah. I mean, I've got a little group scene. I bring some characters from You Fancy Yourself, like Francis and June. And they said to me, these characters said, "You're going to put us in the next play. We hope we've got to be in your next one," because my characters speak to me. So I felt, oh yes, of course, I must make sure that Francis and June, because they're part of the bully group, right? And then they become part of the cool group, but there's still bullying. And I felt that was really important to get them in. But, there's no huge crowds, the big playground situations, I don't have that so much. It's more intimate, I suppose, this piece.
Yeah, and it's also, I guess what struck me hearing it is because there's all those two-hander scenes between Sheena and Elsa, and I guess Brian and Elsa and different people, it's more about there's more of a private life to an older kid, and also the secrets that are going on in adolescents' lives.
Absolutely. I mean, I really do want to share how dangerous their lives are, partly because they're so secretive, because they actually have there's no guidance for who do you tell, who do you talk to, and obviously the character of Sheena is she lives in a dangerous home, in which who knows whether her mother knows or not, but her mother doesn't touch her, right? So probably her mother does know.
It seems like in that moment where Sheena says, "I don't let her touch me," that her mother knows is not stopping it.
Yeah, her mother doesn't want to touch Sheena. Sheena would love for her mother to hug her and kiss her and take her away from all this, but
Okay.
yeah, my mother doesn't touch me. Yeah. So that was the whole point, right? And in fact, I used to have my mother doesn't like to touch me. I just didn't want Sheena to be so understanding.
Right, fair enough. And the voice of Sheena, because she reminds me of the movie star kind of voice, the American screen siren voice. It's kind of got a Midnight Sun kind of feel in one of your other plays. And then, so I'm just curious where the voice of Sheena comes from. And am I right about that?
Yes, Marilyn Monroe was a huge icon for me. I mean, Marilyn Monroe was supposed to be sexually incredibly powerful, but she had to be sexually powerful by looking helpless and acting helpless. And I think I was raised on that theory. The theory of being sexy was to actually play up helplessness in order to get power. I mean, it's so twisted when you think about it. But these are true. This is, we women are still the less powerful sex in the world, and we know that, right? So there's an awful lot of manipulation in that area, but Marilyn Monroe was definitely my iconic inspiration for Sheena.
Amazing. Any other thoughts for you, having read it this time and been working on it over the last few days? Like anything that occurred to you about it that was maybe a discovery?
It's very strange because I'm all by myself sitting at my dining table reading, so I don't get to feel the audience, right? And yet I recognize that I still had to have my supposed
comic timing going on and those kind of things. So it was an interesting experience for me to read it. But I have to say, I'm kind of really grateful to be invited to visit the play again and to feel confident and proud of the work, because there are messages in this play, about what, about how difficult life is for young people. I mean, it's incredibly difficult.
And it's interesting, as you say, to see the Cuban Missile Crisis, the Bay of Pigs crisis unfolding when we're living in this, for us, unprecedented time. I mean, who knows what the lens of history will make it look like with everything that's going on with Black Lives Matter and George Floyd, and of course the pandemic. And our young people, I think with my daughter, how is she internalizing it? She's putting on a very brave face for us, so that it's not one more thing that we have to worry about is her. But of course I worry about what she thinks about it all in that place that you find with Elsa.
And the other thing is that the young people now, all right across the board, are fully aware that we may not be be able to heal our planet. And so not only are we just in an immediate crisis where hopefully there is a good revolution that makes us better humans to each other, but we are actually, just prior to this, kids were marching and walking and crying and wailing about the planet that they're supposed to inherit. So I think, in terms of the big picture, the world is even more terrifying now than it was during in the Cure for Everything for Elsa.
Interesting, very interesting. Well, thank you so much. You are just, I mean, I love you to death. And just to have you, knowing that you're sitting there by yourself in your dining room and you just are able to do all that and bring that whole world to life for us. So lucky, Maja, and so lucky you agreed to do both plays. Thank you so much from all of us. And I'm going to do all the applauding for all of us. So thank you so much.
Thank you for inviting me.
Okay, have a great rest of your day. And thank you all for
you too.
joining us.